Thrilled you're spending part of your Sunday with us, the PBA and ESPN. The final in its entirety of the 51st annual PBA World Championship about to begin. Tom Smallwood taking on last year's Player of the Year, that man, the big nasty, Wes Malott. Tom Smallwood will start us off. Smallwood a 2-11-159 victor over Bill O'Neill. Smallwood had 6 strikes in that match, a pair of 3-baggers. Height advantage, reach advantage in favor of Wes Malott in this one. 5'6" versus 6'5". He had an open frame to begin his first semifinal. A strike here to begin the title match.
Yeah, and you can bet one thing for sure. Tom Smallwood doesn't need anything to motivate him. He's about as hungry as a pack of wild dogs. And he is going to bring it all in this title match.
What a great story. Again, unemployed General Motors worker. Used his downtime to work on his game. Qualified for the PBA Tour. Made a show back in his hometown. And here he is going for a major versus Player of the Year. Malott. Whoa to that hang, a hard left late for a borderline Brooklyn strike.
That's kind of disturbing when you have that much practice in between matches and your first shot goes Brooklyn.
Tape, obviously.
Wes was talking to us this week. Hey, it's all about the majors. Winning these titles, winning Player of the Year, they are great. They are wonderful. But the conversation always turns to major victories, and no one has won more than the great Earl Anthony. 10 titles. Mike Albee, Pete Weber tied for 2 at 8th, and there's Walter Ray Williams Jr. nestled in there at number 4 with 7 major victories. Norm Duke at number 5 won this event last year right here at this center.
And the great Don Carter.
You've got a big soft spot for him.
I do. I just love Don Carter, and everybody that's ever met him say the same thing.
Yeah, Big Nasty figured that one out. On the right side of the head pin there for another strike.
Well, it was a ball change for Wes Malott on the left lane. Wes has been in this position before. Look at that snap out that 10-pin there.
You and I talk about adjustments seemingly every week here on the PBA Tour. Rarely do you see one made that early.
And he's a big tape guy, too. He's got to have that perfect fit, and he goes through a lot of tape.
Smallwood, that one hooked left on him. And he goes through the nose. Leaves himself with a challenging spare pickup here in the second.
Well, it looks like the right lane has now fried out because Wes Malott went Brooklyn. Tom Smallwood goes through the nose. There'll be some big adjustments on this right lane the next time these two players are up on that lane.
A lot. Great pickup.
This kid's got game. He's a nice young man as well. Just very unassuming, but he's got some serious skills, obviously, to make it this far bowling for a major title.
The 32-year-old, married to Jennifer, who's here in attendance. They have a 2-year-old daughter, Hannah. Last season, he earned just over $3,600 on the tour. Here, he can make $50,000 because of shots like that.
You know, it's funny, when we talked to him yesterday, he said, well, you know, there's been a lot of time in between qualifying and the TV show tomorrow, and I asked him, I said, how's your game? And he says, kind of so-so.
Yeah, less than overconfident was he. But he's staying focused. He's staying in his own game, something that he failed to do when he made his first TV appearance earlier this season. Malott in the third. Opening turkey for the Big Nasty, and he is making all kinds of adjustments.
And when you watch Wes Malott, He just makes it look so easy. He's got such a great swing and a great release. And at times, he just looks bored. I wish there was a way to somehow test the adrenaline going through these players right now at this moment.
Well, you get the sense sometimes Wes needs to be challenged maybe a little bit more.
Absolutely. Go ahead, I'll let you say it. Himbo! How dare you? It's a major. You know, and there's the adjustment that you're talking about. A different ball on the right lane and another sphere on that left lane. So that's how he has adjusted to the changing oil pattern here at the PBA World Championship.
Now let's remember, Wes Malott opened up with a 4-bagger in his semifinal win, then imploded in the 5th and 6th, was able to survive. Smallwood in the 4th. Come on, yeah, 10.
Tom Smallwood goes back to the ball used in the first match on that right lane. He just shreds the rack. Watch the head pin, sidewall, 5-pin, something other than the head pin comes across. You got something else leaning on the 10. It's shrapnel. Just stuff flying everywhere. I love it.
And the avid bird hunter finds himself a turkey. His wife, Jennifer. Oh, exhale, inhale. She's got some nerves on her. She has a great view of this title match. Wes Malott up now in the 5th on the right lane. He has been perfect through 4.
That looks good.
That's that same soft 10 that he left in the first match against Rhino Page.
Oh boy, that looks real good.
Just a little push down the lane to get that ball to finish just a little light. And again, we talked about how much tape he likes to go through.
We've been telling you throughout the broadcast to go to PBA.com and send us your question. We have that PBA Inside Angle fan question from Johnny Gorches from Porter, Indiana. Randy, how do you feel about throwing a plastic ball at the bucket?
Rob
and
Johnny, I love it. I love it. That cluster of pins, it's the 2-4-5-8 for right-handers and the 3-5-6-9 for lefties. I love throwing plastic spare balls at just about any spare because it doesn't matter what the lane conditions are like. You just got to throw it on a straight line. The only spare that I wouldn't throw a plastic ball at would be the 3-6-9-10 for a righty because you got to cover that 9-pin, the back pin, with hook. Plastic balls, as we know, don't curve.
Johnny, we thank you for that question.
And
excellent answer.
And Rhino threw a plastic ball and made it perfectly.
Yeah. So Malott off a spare in the 5th. We begin the 6th. Leaves the 4-pin.
It's not one thing, it's another.
And we saw the problems in his semifinal match in the 5th and the 6th frame. These are clearly not as troublesome and worrisome as those 2 open frames were in the semis. Instead, he's staring at a pair of 9 spares.
He's having a little bit of trouble with the approach, and that's not a good thing right here when you're trying to win your first major. Here's the deal. Tom Smallwood can step up here in the 6th frame, throw a strike, and take the lead. Just an unbelievable, great story.
This is his first season as an exempt player. He earned his exemption by finishing 3rd in the 09 PBA Tour Trials held at Thunder Bowl in Allen Park, Michigan. Here he is looking for a 4-bagger. And the lead goes to Smallwood.
Smallwood throwing big, big shots. Check this out. He knows what the score is. Hey, I can take the lead for the first time in this match. Bang.
I talked to Wes Malott earlier this week, and he said, you know, I did some bowling with regional tournaments leading up to this one to get myself ready. I may have bowled a little too much. My thumb feels like meatloaf right now, and he's having some issues with it. As Smallwood steps up in the 7th and goes through the nose.
You know better. You know better now.
Wes has got the code red going on the thumb. It is bleeding. This is no time to let something like that stand in the way of your major.